Hey Fandom, it's me Aaron for a comic show, and we're back. We had that like crazy hurricane here last week. It rolled in like Thursday and Friday. It was gone by late Friday for us here in Orlando. But we had a curfew. Weird. I broke it. I drove here because here had power. My house's power was off, and we survived. We did all right. I mean, we lost a day, but yeah. And as soon as my power came back on, I was like, yes, Netflix, Luke Cage. But my internet was still off for another day. So, wah, wah. Anyway, it was a great week of comics last week. It's another great week of comics this week. And I got some ones that I truly, truly love. And this Doom Patrol by Gerard Way, his Young Animal, issue 2's out. And I giggled, I smiled, I chuckled, I just felt warm inside. I felt like in high school when no one understood me except for my Vertigo comics. And I would read those comics and I would feel like I had a place in this world. It was a weird place. It was strange, but it was for me. And someone else got me. And that's what Young Animal is. It's comics for dangerous humans, but, weird humans. And this had a lot of Negative Man, the Negative Space, Larry Trainer. It had a whole lot of Robot Man, which was awesome, and I truly enjoy this book. I am so happy that DC is giving us this weird stuff back. And there's a little preview of Cape Carson in the back, and the cybernetic eye. And weird thing, Beast Boy is on here in his classic Doom Patrol look that is very, very strange. Moving on, All-Star Batman #3. This book is dark, sure, it's about like a bunch of villains, a whole lot of villains, trying to kill off Harvey Dent and Batman. But it's so funny. It's so good. It's not lighthearted. It's dark humor. But I feel this passion, this verb, Scott Snyder is killing it with this book. Seriously. There's lots of guest stars, both allies and obviously villains. I'm not going to spoil who those guest stars are, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, and this road trip shouldn't end. I'm in love with this book. All-Star Batman is Scott Snyder is killing it. So go Scott Snyder. Moving on to Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps. Guy Gardner. Rob Venditti gets Guy Gardner. I can't wait for North Carolina Comic Con, November 11th, 12th, 13th. I'm going to be doing a big DC panel. All of the Young Animal people, someone from each Young Animal book will be there. Gerard Way himself will be there. Rob Venditti will be there. And we can talk Guy Gardner. It's going to be awesome. I'm sure we'll talk about plenty of other things. But the big DC Comics panel, I'm moderating. Me. Because, I don't know. I was requested. So, when someone asks you to moderate the DC panel, you say yes, especially with Rebirth. It's not like, before Rebirth where it'd be like, oh, DCU, no. Suicide Squad, really digging this. The Fighting Zod, it was awesome. The Flash, new Kid Flash, new costume. We saw it in Teen Titans, but he dons it here. Really enjoying that. Supergirl versus Cyborg Superman, her dad, Zor-El, ? And Superman, American Alien is out. Max Landis' book collected. I really like this. It says on the back, this is not a Superman comic. Like, this is not a Fugazi shirt. I don't know. But it is a Superman comic. It's a comic about Clark Kent becoming Superman and some pivotal moments with Superman being Superman early in his career. And it's pretty awesome. So you don't have to be a Max Landis fan to like it. You don't have to worship Chronicle to like it. Max Landis, sometimes he reminds me of Al Bundy. He's always talking about Chronicle. It's like Al Bundy, like, I threw the winning pass and the touchdown in the high school football. It's like, shut up. Your work speaks for itself. It's good. All right, moving on. An Amazing Spider-Man event, Dead to More, Clone Conspiracy. They have to write all this on here so to get it. If you get Amazing Spider-Man and you don't get this book, you might as well stop getting Amazing Spider-Man. Like, seriously, I am not wrong here. It's Dan Slott, the regular Spider-Man writer. It pulls right out of the last issue of Spider-Man, the Dead No More preview stuff, the prequel to that. And it starts with a funeral, and then it has many crazy returns of characters. It has how they're returned, I suppose, and it has a backup that had me like, WTF. The backup is worth the price of admission. We're going to have this, I think it's a $5 exercise book. We're going to have it for like $3 because, you know, you need to get it if you get Amazing Spider-Man. And that backup story is great. It is a masterwork. Dan Slott is killing it. Moving on to Mosaic, this isn't the real cover. This is a variant cover, I think 1/15 Diodato teaser cover. But all my copies were shorted by Diamond because they have a game where they short me one whole book every week, and I have to get like an emergency replacement. It's kind of weird, but you know, it's on their dime when they ship it out for emergency replacement, and hopefully I'll have it for tomorrow for sales of everyone, you know, like when they come in here. But Mosaic, you've seen him in a Inhuman book. He is an Inhuman, and he is a person of color. And to me, it's kind of like, you know, when there's people on the internet that are like, hey, why do you keep making these white characters black now? Why does Cap have to be black? Why is this blah, blah, blah? Why is Iron Man going to be a black teenager? Why don't you create new characters of color? And let me tell you, Marvel is doing all of the above. They're like the energy policy of you know, whoever, all the above. It's we're doing existing characters of color we're ramping up. We're making characters of color take over mantles of existing characters, and we're creating new characters altogether. So if you were someone that said, why don't they create new characters? Well, here it is for you. So go for it. And I enjoyed it. It's cool. I'm a little weird about the I versus X. I'm obviously X and not I more if I have to choose, but I'm giving I a try. So let's see what I can do for me. But I miss my X-Men. I know I can't have my childhood back, and I can't have my classic X-Men back, but you know, I'm missing them. Speaking of my childhood, Great Lakes Avengers #1. This is Zach Gorman writing. It's funny. This is a very funny book, and I like Great Lakes Avengers all the way back to West Coast Avengers, Avengers West Coast. John Byrne did it. I love these characters. They're weird. They're kind of like the JLI at its zaniest. It's Flatman, Big Bertha, Doorman, and at a time they had Squirrel Girl, but now she's way too popular. So they just have a cardboard cutout of her. And if you want something fun and funny and lighthearted, Great Lakes Avengers is for you. Solo, I guess all of Deadpool's dudes are branching off into their own books, like Solo and Fool Killer, and Dugan is co-writing it, and Solo is doing stuff for S.H.I.E.L.D. It says One Man War on Terror. So if you're reading Merc for money and you like Solo, get his book. If not, ignore it. Just telling you, it's out. And Gwenpool heads MODOK. Like she is, she's the head of MODOK. She's running AIM. This is alternate, you know, world, but it got weirder. So Gwenpool got weirder. Just letting you know, folks, it's Marvel now. It's here. And I really did enjoy the Clone Conspiracy. So seriously, if you get Amazing Spider-Man, you need it. Moving on to the Image books, the independent books. Reborn #1, Mark Millar, Greg Capullo. This is the big deal book of the week. Greg Capullo, you know from his whole Batman run, New 52 Batman with Scott Snyder. Before that, Spawn. And this is Mark Millar, and him as a female protagonist. She is an elderly woman who dies, and when she dies, she is reborn in the afterlife. That is this epic battle, kind of fantasy battle elements, and she's younger there. She's, I suppose, at her prime or something like that. And other people that are important to her life and animals that were important to her life that died are there too with her. And she is the chosen one. So I like the first issue. I liked it a lot. So way to go, Mark Millar. And the art is obviously great. So if you like Greg Capullo, get it. Tokyo Ghost, Volume 2, which is essentially the final volume. They could do more, but they don't have to. It's a full, complete story with a end here, so that's out. And then I have some indie stuff I'm mentioning Chimichanga. This is a weird Eric Powell book, and he has it going again. He had a mini-series before. It's fun. It's more all ages than his heavier work like Hillbilly. And I mentioned Hillbilly because we have the second prints of 1 and 2 out this week, and we still have 3s because we heavily support his work, and it's good. We sold out of 1 and 2s, so great. And then issue 3 of Black Monday Murders is out, and we also have 1 and 2. And the same with Kill or Be Killed. Issue 3 is out, and then there's second prints of 1 and 2 out. So if you were thinking about jumping on to Brubaker and Phillips' new book, your store should have second prints of the first and second issue now with the third issue on the shelf. So now is the time. And the same with Hickman's Black Monday Murders. So I've reviewed Black Monday Murders issue 1 when it came out. I probably mentioned 2 when it came out. It's great, it's thick, it is classic Hickman. So if you like Hickman, you will love that. Trollbridge, Neil Gaiman. It's one of Neil Gaiman's stories done in comic form now, and it's Colin Doran doing the art, who's award-winning team. So if you like Neil Gaiman, this is for you. I enjoyed his last book in this format by Dark Horse, the How to Talk to Girls at Parties. That was fun. So it's a short story, done hardcover. So get it. It's this says it's a coming-of-age fantasy masterpiece. So obviously it's Neil Gaiman. And finally, for you Serenity fans, all you browncoats or whatnot, you don't get a second season, but you do get a coloring book. Here's your consolation prize. It's an adult coloring book for you that you can, I don't know, relieve your stress coloring page after page from Serenity with quotes and all good stuff to feed your nostalgia and think about what could have been. So Serenity coloring book, you guys, yay. And the ongoing comic series that continues is coming soon. So, get ready for that. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.